So what we're going to be talking about in this video today is how to roll over your 401k. Now, a lot of people are like clueless when it comes to retirement accounts and the different things that you can do, and they have these old 401ks that may be sitting around that they just don't know what to do with. And one of the options that you have is to roll over your 401k either into your new 401k, or you can actually roll this over into a couple of different retirement accounts. And that's what we're going to explain in this video, is what you can do with that old 401k from a previous job, and also, why you may want to actually roll over a 401k in the first place. So the first thing that we have to understand here is that not all 401ks are created equally. Some 401ks are really good investments that hold, low fee index funds or low fee investments. And other 401ks are loaded with fees and they are just not good investments. And that is one of the problems with the 401k, is that there are all kinds of different plans out there. And unfortunately, whatever provider your employer picks, you are stuck with that particular plan. So if it's a good plan, then you are in good luck. But if it's not a good plan, there's pretty much nothing you can do except for roll over that 401k into a different type of retirement account that you may have more control over. So one of the things that you can do with a 401k is to roll over a bad or old 401k into a different type of low fee IRA, and I'll show you guys a couple of examples of that or options in a little bit. And then you basically have to transfer the funds from this old 401k into a new IRA or another 401k within 60 days to fall into the IRS limit here. Otherwise, you will get charged a penalty and the taxes associated with dipping into that 401k early. So you definitely want to make sure that you do this in a timely manner to fall within that 60-day window. But the very first thing you have to ask yourself when you are looking to roll over a 401k, if you are going to be opening a new account, is basically where are you going to open this account? And I have two different recommendations I'm going to make to you guys. Number one, if you're looking for the best low-fee retirement account option out there, in my opinion, that is going to be M1 Finance. They offer completely fee-free retirement accounts, and the minimum balance to open an account with them is just $500. And they also have a very easy rollover process if you do decide to roll over a 401k to M1 Finance and open up an IRA over there. So that, in my opinion, is the best option for a fee-free option for a 401k rollover. Now, if you are looking for a fully managed portfolio, my second recommendation is going to be Betterment, which is actually a robo-advisor. Now, they charge a small asset management fee of 0.25%, which is still a lot lower than what you're going to pay to a traditional in-person financial advisor. And the advantage to using Betterment is there are a number of different advantages, such as tax coordinated portfolios, and they also fully manage your portfolio, automate it, they rebalance it, they take care of all those other aspects that you may not want to deal with as an investor. So Betterment, in my opinion, is the best option for a low fee yet managed approach to a rollover, and I'm going to include links to both M1 Finance and Betterment in the description below. These are affiliate links. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but I certainly do appreciate it as it helps to support my channel and allows me to make more videos like this. And I'll also include reviews to both M1 Finance and Betterment if you want to learn more about both of these investment options. Okay, so after you go ahead and figure out where you're going to open your new account, the next thing you want to ask yourself is basically what type of account do you want to open? And the first thing I want to point out to you is that you may not actually have to open up a new account at all, because if you already have an existing IRA with somebody else, maybe Fidelity, maybe it's Vanguard, whoever it's through, if you already have an IRA, you may be able to just consolidate these two accounts and roll that 401k into an existing IRA. So if you like to keep things simple and you already have an IRA somewhere else, one of your options is to reach out to that institution and ask them if you can roll over your 401k into that existing IRA. If you don't have an IRA, that's not a problem. Like I said, you can open one with M1 Finance or Betterment or any institution out there. But these are the different accounts you could potentially open and roll your 401k into. The most common way to do it is to roll your 401k into just a traditional IRA. You're not going to pay any taxes. It's going to be a relatively simple process. Option number two is to roll over your 401k into a Roth IRA. And that's going to be a slightly more complicated process because what you have to do in that case is roll your 401k into a traditional IRA and then do what's called a Roth IRA conversion. And when you do this, you're going to have to pay taxes because it's a different type of account moving from a 401k or a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. But there are definitely some tax benefits associated with that. So you do want to consider that option of whether or not you want to open up a Roth IRA instead of a traditional IRA. And it's important to note here that both Betterment and M1 Finance both offer the Roth IRA option and the traditional IRA option. The next option you have, which is probably not going to be common, is to roll your 401k into a SEP IRA. That's a specific retirement account for people who are self-employed. So maybe you left a job to go start your own business and you've set up a SEP IRA. One of the options you have is to roll that old 401k into that. And then finally, let's say you left your job and you're working at a new job now. Well, you can roll a 401k into another 401k. All you would do is reach out to your new 401k provider and ask them for instructions on that process. So I would say 90% of the time what you're going to be doing is just rolling your 401k into a traditional IRA. Unless you want to roll it into your new employer's 401k, that's going to be an option for you as well. Doing the SEP IRA is not very common. And even if you do decide to roll your 401k into a traditional IRA, down the road you can make that decision to do a Roth IRA conversion where you go ahead and pay the taxes and convert that to a Roth IRA. And you may want to talk to a financial advisor about the tax benefits or tax implications of that move. Okay, so the third step after you've figured out where you're going to open an account and what type of account you're going to be opening is going to be figuring out your investing strategy. So if you want to be a self-directed investor, that's somebody who's actually picking the investments themselves, I would definitely recommend M1 Finance because that allows you to put whatever you want within that IRA. If you want it to be ETFs, if you want to invest in Vanguard bond ETFs, if you want to invest in individual stocks, you can do that within your IRA through M1 Finance. You pick and choose those investments. So if you want to be an active self-directed investor, you can do that completely free through M1 Finance. If you're looking for TDFs, which are target date funds, those are actually offered through both M1 Finance and Betterment. So if you're looking for a free option, M1 Finance doesn't charge any type of fees for using those TDFs. And if you're not familiar with that, that is a target date retirement fund. And basically it's going to reallocate that portfolio as you get closer to retirement to make sure that you aren't too aggressive or conservative with that portfolio. So TDFs are a very solid option for retirement investors, especially if you're looking for a passive hands-off approach. And then if you're looking for a passive or managed solution where you just basically don't have to do anything, that is when I would recommend Betterment. You pay them that 0.25% per year. They manage, they rebalance the portfolio, they take care of all of that. You don't have to do just about anything with that. And then the fourth and final step here, once you've made your decision here on all these previous steps, is to follow the rollover procedure. And it's going to be a little bit different depending on which institution you are rolling over your 401k from. I would say that of the two options I mentioned, Betterment does have the best rollover process. They have a very dedicated team to this, and they're going to do as much as they possibly can for you. But in some instances, you may have to jump on the phone and make a phone call or send in some paperwork to facilitate this rollover process. But the basic steps go like this. Your 401k provider is going to sell off these assets, and they're going to either mail you or your new financial institution what is called a rollover check, and then that money has to be deposited and funded into that account within 60 days to meet that IRS limit. So it's not like you have to do this overnight, but you do have, 2 months to work with just about. So you definitely don't want to sleep on it. You want to make sure it's a pretty fast process. And then after that point, you have rolled over your 401k into a new retirement account. And that's basically the process at the end of the day. So anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. That is how you roll over a 401k. I would definitely say do this sooner rather than later, because if you're sitting there investing in a bad 401k that's loaded with fees, it's just going to be costing you money year after year, or it's possibly just causing you stress having all these different accounts in different places. And there's definitely a lot to be said about consolidating accounts and being better organized. Like I said, if you do want to open an account with either M1 Finance or Betterment, I have provided links in the description below if you choose to use them. And I'll also include some articles and videos I've done reviewing these two investing platforms, just so you guys have a better understanding of what these platforms can do for you. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.